For college football instructional video number 18. Topic this time is blitzing. Blitzing is very specific. Blitzing can only occur when you have a defensive player's token move to the very front 7 down lineman blitz squares. Any of these. Blitzing is not just blitzing passes, it's also blitzing runs. And in the prior video we discussed a D20 roll on our fullback dive of 15, requiring our tight end to be in the matchup with the very front outside square. Now in this case, our depiction, we showed the left linebacker actually having blitzed to that square. So in this run situation, we will have a matchup between the tight end's X block rating and, since this is a run, the A rating of the blitzing linebacker, the left linebacker in this case. Now for the college teams, I've created a few new result codes, 92 through 96, which reward or penalize linebackers and secondary players based on whether or not they're in fact blitzing or in that front square, or if they held back in read and react. Essentially, when blitzing, the result codes will allow some negative yardage losses, but had they been held back, the result code would cause a positive yardage gain. Furthermore, fumbles can be forced for losses of yardage when blitzing, as opposed to being held back and read and react. So in the final summary, and referencing some prior videos, numbers 15, 16, and 17, concerning linebackers and stacking, let's look at the two linebackers involved here. We have linebacker number 7, the right linebacker. He could possibly stack with the right defensive tackle. When the D20 calls a 2 or a 3, he'd have a 50% chance of stacking with him. We would look separately at a D6, or just roll a D6 again separately, and 50% of the time, 1, 2, or 3, we'd allow him to be stacked with the right tackle. Conversely, if an 8, 9, 10, or 11 was rolled on the D20, he possibly could stack with this left defensive tackle, 50% random chance of that occurring. Also, under his read and react, he could, under a D20 of 4, 5, 6, or 7, or even 16, be the linebacker taking on the center. And an 18, he would be the linebacker also taking on the center under the look through, read and react rules. And then over here we have left or middle linebacker number 6, who is shifted over, and in this case he has a 50% chance randomly of stacking with the left defensive end, as well as he would have a 50% chance of stacking with the blitzing left linebacker. So D20 rolls of 12 through 14 would get a matchup of the left defensive end, and half the time those matchups would result in a stack. As roll number 15 would give us the tight end matching up with the left blitzing linebacker, and half the time token number 6, the middle linebacker, would stack randomly with him. And if playing the college teams, there's result codes of 92 through 96 that could give extra reward to this blitzing linebacker with results of lost yardage or fumbles forced for lost yardage. And linebackers 6 and 7, who are holding back in their flat zones under read and react, would have those result codes 92 2 through 96 turn out to be positive yardage. That's basically it for blitzing, stacking, and read and react defense. And as you can see, linebackers in these zones are some powerful weapons. Now let's look at the flanker cross, a pass play, and let's discuss what happens when you don't have somebody blitzing on a pass play. So if we had a D20 roll of 2 calling on our left offensive tackle, and across from him in the front 7 down lineman blitzing square, we had no player, no defender, no blitz coming, the offense would automatically win the matchup. And in this case, the offensive lineman's D rating, D column on his card would be used. But let's say it's a 7 instead of the 2, and we're looking for the tight end to make his X block. And if in fact there's no blitzer in the wide outermost blitz square, the tight end has won the matchup with his X rating. But there's no result codes or columns for X's. So that's a special situation where on runs you roll the 2d6 again, and whatever they add up to, most commonly 7, that's your yardage gain. But on passes, you use the quarterback's called for rating. In this case, it's a medium pass, so it's his D rating. So you would refer to the quarterback's D rating or D column on the quarterback's card. Well, that pretty much does it for these instructional videos. There's 18 of them, and after watching all 18, hopefully you have a greater appreciation of the game engine, the design of the game, the nuances of the game, the adherence to line play, both the offensive line and the defensive line as being tantamount to the greatest important aspect of the game, the power of linebackers and with their read and react abilities. And I thank you very much.